we have a lot of work to do. We're still a work in progress. That first spring football, you know, we were Custer, and the offense were the Indians. We had a little bighorn out there the first 9 on 7 of practice. We just had a lot of work to do and so forth. And we had a great group of guys that bought in and so forth. I think we're at the point now where our guys understand the expectations. We're trying to teach fundamentals over and over and over again. You would be absolutely bored to death watching us trying to teach stuff. We actually think it's exciting. We think it's fun, and we know that's the most important thing, is to just go ahead and keep trying to create muscle memory and do the same things over and over again till you get them. But I think we've got to the point where, you know, we are a more experienced unit, probably the most experienced unit on the team, with 3 guys that started most every game and 1 that started half the season. And you know, we are not there. No, we're not comfortable with it, and I certainly hope nobody in our defensive line feels comfortable, because I know the coaches don't, and especially after watching us the other day. The defensive ends, I think there's 2 different things right here. We right now are playing with guys that in a lot of programs would be defensive tackles. And you know, Mike Hardy was a defensive tackle a year ago. We moved him out because of our needs and so forth. So we're playing with guys that, number one, take care of their job. They have a run responsibility. They have a key they're going to read. They have a certain way they're going to take on blocks and get off of blocks. And I think that's the number one thing. On third downs or passing downs, we, as most teams do in the NFL, most teams are doing in college football right now, you have a special package you're going to put in the game where you're trying to get speed on the field and so forth. And our package was very productive for us last year, and we feel pretty good about it. So I think we have the group of guys that are going to be out there, you know, primarily down situations, and then you're going to have a special unit or group of guys which may comprise other people outside the D-line that go in on passing situation, and I think that's really helped us. And so as a defensive end, we want who's the number 1 guy? South Carolina.
Clown.
Okay, we want to recruit 3 clownies every year. That's what we want to do. Okay, and defensive linemen are really one of the hardest things to find. We just sat in this very room about 2 hours ago and went through our top defensive ends. And they're great athletes, but they also have offers from a lot of different places. So we do have to be realistic about who we can get and how we can develop them and what we can do in our framework to play our team defense, because ultimately it's all about the team. All right, I'll tell you what, Nate Meyer's really coming on. I would say Nate Meyer's a guy that has really shown, because we know he can rush, but he's a tough son of a gun. He's really doing some things where he's a 235, 40-pound guy taking on a 300-pound tackle, and I think he's demonstrated to us that he can be an every down guy. You know, I think other guys have stepped up, but he might be a guy that's kind of in that category, and I think our young tackles are improving. You know, I think Riley McMinn's coming around, and he's finally healthy. Recruiting areas that I recruit, there probably are more guys that would tend to be offensive linemen from that standpoint compared to defensive linemen. I mean, Clowney isn't in Springville, Iowa. Okay, he's not there. You know, but we can find a guy like a Matt Nelson right up the road that we think could be a great player. You know, a guy that you know, maybe he's a hybrid. You know, maybe he's he did some really good things in camp that impressed us. His tape was good. But I think it is a little tougher. I know a lot of programs have to go national to recruit defensive linemen. I think you can find inside guys. We'd love to find all of our guys within a 5-hour radius. I mean, that's probably the best thing, so their parents can come and watch them play. But you know, sometimes you have to travel a little bit further to find those special guys. You know, Drew Ott, 95, he's out there. He doesn't say much, but he's extremely tough. This kid thinks he's a lot better than he really is, which is really a great testament to his high school program and his parents and what he's hearing here. But he's a pickup truck. You know, he's a pickup truck. Reliable. He starts every day. He's tough. He works hard. You can load him up. He's not afraid of anything. You know, I mean, you can take him on the interstate. You can take him on a dirt road. That's the kind of guy he is. The leadership, and that's just something we just talked about yesterday in our points of emphasis. Everybody in the room has a responsibility for leadership, and And the best thing that they can do as a leader is to do your absolute best every snap, every rep, study, treat people the right way, do things the right way. You know, because it's more than just blocking and tackling. Okay, it really is. It's about preparing people for life, and that may sound corny, but I believe it. I think coming from a background where you have to, you're in that community, and you have to, you're recruiting guys to come out for your team, and you're at West High. You're trying to get guys to, you have to develop the guys that you got. So, some guys that may not be as pretty and attractive and may not have the stars, you may see, hey, here's a guy that really could be good.